The tucking bathing suit, though, this is something new. I have yet to see a bathing suit that is for tucking.
Tucking bathing suits, part of Target's new Pride collection. They're not trying to indoctrinate kids, but bring your kids in, your little boys. We'll teach them how to tuck. We've got a bathing suit for him/they. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Now, there's some lies going on, probably stemming from the tyrants, that say, we're not trying to indoctrinate children. We wouldn't do that. We're just trying to accommodate some people who like to think they're the opposite gender. That's all we're trying to do. But no, it appears as though that's not the case. It appears as though recruiting new members into the gender ideology club is absolutely part of the idea. Any group, just part of human nature is that group will want to grow. It's one thing to accommodate a type of person. Great, nothing wrong with that. But it's another thing to indoctrinate and recruit new members, where you alter someone, you gotta get in their mind, get them to alter their perception of themselves, their place in the world, how they think about themselves, so they can fit into your club. Any cult works that way. And this is a cult, the cult of gender ideology. They're going after children. Now, up in the news, Target has just released a new Pride collection. We're going to take a look at what they've got in their Pride collection. I'm sure they're very proud of it. But of course, they're doing this in honor of Pride Month. And it's great. Obviously, we're seeing when companies go woke, it works out super well for them. Bud Light, just home run. Miller Lite, home run. Netflix, y'all are doing pretty good too. So Target, and this isn't new to them, but they've got a new woke Pride collection, and it's geared around children's clothing, or at least children's clothing is absolutely a part of it. My problem with that is, to me, it absolutely looks like an extension of a recruitment process attempt. We need to indoctrinate your kids. Look at these beautiful colors. Kids are gonna wanna wear that. Okay, so I gotta take a look with you here at someone on TikTok, Morgan.m, who went to Target, and she's gonna show us what Target's offering us so we can take pride in Pride Month. Now, I'm not on, actually I am on TikTok. I don't have it on my phone. My team posts my content on TikTok, haven't been kicked off yet, which I feel a little insulted by. Chinese Communist Party, but I refuse to have TikTok on my phone. But someone sent me this video, just a screen record of it. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can watch a TikTok video. And I think it's very much worth taking a look at. So let's dive into this and see what Target is offering both you and I, but also our children for Pride Month.
Here at Target, because I heard that their new Pride collection was out. So let's take a look. This is a special swimsuit. It is invented for tucking.
Tucking, let me tell you about tucking. Now, that would imply this is not a women's bathing suit, but you might look at it and say, well, it's actually a women's bathing suit. Look at it, like that's a women's bathing suit. It's objectively a women's bathing suit. Well, the thing is, if you don't know, let me fill you in. Women don't have things in their crotch that they need to tuck. Ever hear of the tuck it and pee-pee dance? So what tucking means, and I've seen on Dylan Mulvaney's Instagram when I was looking through his stuff, just getting content for previous videos, Dylan was sporting a tuck bathing suit. So what this is, you're gonna love this. You're probably gonna wanna go right to Target to get yourself one if you're a man. If you're a woman, I don't know what's wrong with you for being a biological woman, but I'm gonna try to take your opportunities from you. So back to the scholarly point here. What a tucking bathing suit allows a man to do is to tuck his, how shall we say it, his, well, dick and balls between his legs, and the bathing suit actually does that for you. So you don't have to keep your legs super close together to hide the reality of your biology. So you can walk around in the women's bathing suit without people pointing out the obvious bulge and say, hey lady, I see your junk, it's bulging out. Bulge is a problem. It conveys reality, conveys biology. But luckily, Target is doing God's work. They said, no, we're going to help you. If you want to deny your God-given biological reality, we are going to help you do that. And nothing's better than a tucking bathing suit. So if you didn't know what that is, you're welcome for the expert explanation.
Live, laugh, lesbian. Are they amoebas? These don't even look like people.
So here you can see probably very non-binary androgynous people. This is probably meant to be a woman, but of course shaved head, which is Target's way of either saying like, hey, feminism's good, women don't need to conform and have hair, or Target's like, no, this is a white supremacist skinhead. So I'm not sure what Target's doing, but it could be that. Let's go on. Queer. That's interesting. When I was a kid, it was actually a kind of a slur, a derogatory thing to call someone a queer. And now it's to be, I guess, celebrated. It's a compliment. I think the distinction is if you say you're a queer, that's an insult. But if you say you're queer, oh, well, that's great. That's acknowledging my truth. Which, by the way, and it's probably just because I'm dumb, but I've never been able to understand what queer is meant to mean within the Gender Ideology 1984 handbook. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm not a man, or like my gender's incredibly like fluid and dynamic. It's like, well, what's the difference between that and gender fluid and that and non-binary? Not that necessarily any of those terms make sense, but it's just like a term that appears to mean nothing. Which would be shocking if you start to realize that whatever someone's trying to express with that term, it's not conveying any actual truth. So the fact that it means nothing kind of lines up. But I'm probably just stupid and misunderstanding the whole thing. So that's a fault of mine. Let's go on.
This right here. These are...
That's good. That's good. You got a mermaid, probably with a bulge. I doubt mermaids wear tucking bathing suits. Of course, you've got the classic heart. You've got this heart that sort of looks like a sperm. It's great. Non-binary bee. It's supposed to be.
Baby clothes.
Oh, baby clothes. Dear Lord. These companies claim, the group claims, we're not trying to indoctrinate your kids. Why are you making kids' clothes so deliberately with the threads of indoctrination then? If I didn't know any better, and clearly I don't, I'm just an idiot who believes in reality. So if I didn't know any better, I would think they're lying when they say we're not trying to indoctrinate kids. It's like, well, a baby's not a kid, so we're trying to indoctrinate babies, but not kids. We will do gender-affirming care on kids, though. By the way, fun fact, did you know doctors, they all take a Hippocratic oath, and the backbone of the oath says, I will do no harm as a doctor. That's pretty darn important because people are coming to you in vulnerable ways. And if you do harm as a doctor, like if you were to mutilate someone, get your license revoked and hopefully go to jail. So you say, well, okay, that's interesting. I've heard of African countries where they do genital mutilation. They cut the clitorises off girls. That is horrendous. That's genital mutilation, and therefore it's mutilation. It's terrible. I would agree with that. Then you could say, well, I'm starting to put two and two together. If a 13-year-old girl or a 13-year-old boy in a Western country goes to a gender clinic and has their genitals, well, cut off or surgically altered, how is that different? Because that seems like mutilation, but the doctors are allowed to do that. Here's how that works. Fun fact. If you get the term mutilation altered to a new label of gender-affirming care, now, from a legal perspective, the doctor who has sold his soul, by the way, for a little bit of money, the same procedure they're doing that was once considered mutilation, because it's mutilation, is now considered care. Why? Because it's labeled gender-affirming care. So it's like if I was a doctor who specialized in cutting people's arms off, that would be a problem. It violates the Hippocratic Oath. I'm doing harm, cutting people's arms off. That's objectively harmful. But what if we got like arm amputations just progressively relabeled from amputations, mutilations, to amputation affirming care. That's what they do. That's part of why there's such a strong push in this terminology, gender affirming care, because doctors can mutilate, they can violate the Hippocratic Oath while legally staying above the board because it's considered care. I don't fall for that. But anyway, fun fact, I digress. Back to Target's new indoctrination collection.
Say that grooming isn't happening, then why are there Pride baby onesies?
That's the question. I should have deleted that because that's a valid question. Okay, that's an important question.
Trans people will always exist.
That's like, how clever of a statement is that? Good point here, though. Let me shut up and let her talk.
The ugliest shirt I've ever seen. I don't care if you're queer. Why would you wear this? This is ugly. Kids going to a pride parade. You get a little pride skirt for your kid. Super.
That'd look good on the little boy. Yeah. I'm guessing a lot of little boys' mothers with blue hair are buying those for them.
Queer. It's like
super queer. So again, like the world I thought we lived in, like calling someone queer is bad, but now it's virtuous and super queer. That's like super, I don't know what this means. I'm extra passionate about this term that nobody can seem to explain with any degree of rational thought. What a great shirt. You got the rainbows, there's stars, super queer. Okay.
It's like a superpower. Honestly, Target, what is going on? This is pretty disgusting. A whole collection for Pride. The tucking bathing suit, though. This is something new. I have yet to see a bathing suit that is for tucking.
I'll tell you, if you've seen some of my comedy videos where I'm playing the, person with new gender disorientation, sometimes I'm wearing a women's bathing suit, and it's a problem because things want to fall off. I order like extra large women's bathing suits. They're still super tight on me. And with my video guys, like I have a problem because things want to fall off. So I actually would be a good candidate to be a customer of Target's collection. Of course, it would be out of irony, not authenticity. And I also don't want to fund Target's propaganda line. So nonetheless, why I share this with you probably isn't because you're going to be excited and like, cool, thank you for letting me know about the new collection, JP. I'm going to run out and boost up my summer wardrobe, diversify myself up. And if that's your interest, go freedom, do what you want to do. But the purpose of sharing this with you is they are indoctrinating kids. They say they're not. And of course, if people are committing crimes against humanity, the idea that they would lie, sometimes people pretend like, well, no, they said they're not. They wouldn't lie, would they? Well, if they're committing crimes against humanity, then lying is one of the most virtuous things they do. It's one of the most benign things they do. Like our friend Fauci, Mr. Crimes Against Humanity. It's like, okay, Fauci said he didn't do what he just did, so we should believe him. If you're committing crimes against humanity, you are willing to lie. That's the least trouble that you go through in your day. So they're indoctrinating kids. And I think it's just important to have awareness about that. If we don't have awareness about indoctrination and propaganda, we get controlled by it. Ram Dass once said, you can't get out of a jail you don't know you're in. And in this beautiful metaphor, the jail is the propaganda, it's the indoctrination. If you don't know you're in it, if you don't see what's going on, you are susceptible to it. But the more awake, not woke you get, the more you see what's going on, which is basically your psychological immune system. So you personally, you have defense against the propaganda because propaganda, indoctrination, it's never in your favor. And if you're a lion, then you take that awareness not only to protect yourself, but you also help protect the innocent. You protect people around you. You propagate the awareness, beneficial propaganda, if you will. So that's why I share this, because I think it's important to see what's going on. The more awake, not woke we get, I think the better off. Being awake, it's the principal line in our immune system defense in the body of humanity and the psychological warfare that's going on. And I like to strengthen the immune system of being awake, the immune system of awareness. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's intentional indoctrinations, if not psychological inoculations, that are engineered to suppress people's psychological immune system, blunt their awareness, blunt their awakeness, keep them woke, not awake, so they don't see what's going on. And if you don't see what's going on, your immune system's shut down, the mind viruses get in, and that's where we're infected. And by the way, once we're infected, you spread the virus. And I don't think that's the reality you want for you. I know certainly not for me. That's why I point this out. So thank you for being along for the ride in this video with me, my friend. Hopefully we're a little bit more awake, and hopefully we get to be amused along the way, because life is too important to just take seriously. So I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time. But before we do, I want to thank Bond Charge and their infrared sauna blanket for supporting this channel. Well, my friend, it's time to have a heart-to-heart. The benefits of infrared saunas are very clear, but there's problems. Typically, at-home infrared sauna units are incredibly expensive and also take up an enormous amount of space and create clutter in your home. Or you're driving to a facility to sauna, which takes a lot of your time. And I'm happy to say those problems don't have to exist anymore, thanks to Bond Charge's infrared sauna blanket. The infrared sauna blanket is the most cost-effective infrared sauna system on the market. And as you can see, it's compact, which means it's convenient and doesn't clutter your place. Infrared sauna, I'm talking about reducing your stress, soothing aching muscles, detoxifying yourself, boosting your metabolism, and improving your skin. To be honest with you, at first, I was a little skeptical of the sauna blanket, thinking it's gonna be some weak, flimsy little blanket. But quickly into my first session, I was delighted to realize I was wrong. This thing is powerful and gets potently hot. If you want to bring all the amazing benefits of infrared sauna-ing into your life in the most cost-effective, convenient way possible, then just go to bondcharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. Enjoy.